These are all the things we are able to understand it. Okay. So now instead of using this $.ajax and all those things, we are also jQuery also provides us some handy methods. Okay, some shorthand or shortcut methods, shorthand methods only. You can say it as shorthand methods. Some shorthand methods. For example, I want to make a GET request. So what is that I need to do? $.ajax. I need to do the URL. So I need to place it the URL. Yeah. So here I will be having this URL, and the type we need to make it as a GET request. Like this we need to make it, right? So instead of using this one, we also have a shorthand method that is nothing but $.get. Okay, so here you'll be able to see $.get, and you can just send the URL. So here if you are having this one means you can send the URL, and here you'll be having .done of function. So this is also correct. So here you can have this one, and you can do the console.log of data. I'm not doing .fail and .always. I want to show you. So we can write . So this is a shorthand method, .get and all those things. Now if you want to send some content type and all those things means you can send it as an object here. Okay, so that is one method. So now if I try to show you the output, then also the output works. Okay, so here we are able to see the output. See the same output, we are able to get it. So this is so this one also we can do it. So now this is a shortcut method, and same like this we also have a post method also. So the post method also we can do it, and we can send title like this. We'll send only the title. It will take this a dummy only, right? So when you try to send it here in the network, see the post request. So here request type method, post, and all those things, and the payload also it has to. Okay, and all those things it has to. So now we have got the response also. So successfully it is got inserted. Okay, so this is also one of the thing. 201 means so no content. So no content is so it's a success, but it's created. A resource is created. We can say it as 201 is resource is created. So this is shortcut methods. These are all shortcut methods. We are having some $.get, $.post, and one thing what I want to tell you is main thing is, for example, let's say that we are having some code here, header loaded data. Okay, and here I am having some div id is equal to header. Okay, fine, right? So div id is equal to header. So in this data I want to load this HTML. So let's assume that this is coming from some external source, from some outside HTML we are getting from the server, the HTML data. So now using the handy method, so in jQuery we have a handy method in such a way that $of hash header. Okay, I want to load the URL. URL is nothing but here header.html only. So I am not using the external thing. So we don't have any URL external. Header.html, and here whenever you get a success, you can execute the some callback function. So whatever you got, and if any error comes means you can have this error. I will try to tell you. So now here we can get it console.log error. Okay, so this is how also we can use it. .load. So in order to load the HTML file. So now whatever the HTML data we are getting it free from here. So those all HTML data will be appended in between this one. So here it will be appended in this one. So now if you try to see here see header loaded data we are able to get. So this is trying to make a request, and this is HTML. This is the response it got it. This all response automatically it will be inserted in this header. So here it will be inserted. Okay, so which is not available in the JavaScript. So jQuery will be doing. For example, you are getting any HTML data from the server and you want to insert it in between some HTML means you can use this $.load here. Where is that one? Yeah, so in which element I want to insert it, .load, and here you can use JSON placeholder, that URL, whatever the URL you wanted. After successfully getting the data, if you want to execute some functionality, so successfully loaded or something like this. So successfully loaded. So data is loaded, and if you want to do it anything, you can do it. So like this, you can take the data and you can do it, or otherwise it will be inserted, or otherwise if any error comes here, you can do it. So the same thing you will be able to execute. See here, see successfully loaded, and you can take the data and you can do it, but automatically the data will be inserted in the $header. So this is one of the handy method, so which is available in the jQuery, the load method. So this is also one of the things. Okay. And these are the only things which are available. So now let's say jQuery Ajax. $.ajax setup means sets the default values. These are all. Yeah, here you are able to see it, right? $.get JSON loads JSON encoded data from the server. Parse JSON. These are the get script. So if you are getting if you are getting a JavaScript from the server means you need to use get script. $.post we have seen. Ajax complete, Ajax send, Ajax start. These are all things we have seen. Complete, Ajax send, start, stop, success. These are all things we have seen. Load, I have shown you the load. Loads data from the server and puts the return data into the selected element. So the selected element is nothing but header and puts that all data in that selected element. Serialize. These are all sets the serialization. These are only the pretty methods which are available, which we will be using more often. Data each down. These are all normal methods. Okay. So these are all the things. So now I will try to tell you one concept, not one concept, just I will try to tell you. For example, let's say that I am having one Ajax call. I will use the $.get. Okay. So here I will be using JSON placeholder, this one. I am using the shorthand method. Okay. So this is the thing. When this request is done. Okay. When this request is done. So we will be need to take this response. Okay. And I need to call again another request. So here I will take this one. And you need to call another request /post/1 depending on the data. And when this request is done, again I need to call another request. Okay. So like this we can have some nested HTML things. So this will create something like some problem in the what I can say, the syntax wise, and also for understanding purpose we are able to understand that where this phrase is ending and where this one is starting and where this one is ending and how this one also it will create some problems. Instead of that one, we can use some concept that is nothing but deferred object. We call it as a deferred object. So these are all we are trying to make it use of the promises thing only. For example, I can create a deferred object. So that is nothing but $.deferred. Okay. And here def.then. So this will create a promise. Okay. This will create a promise. And when this promise .then, so here you can execute a function. And here I can write $.ajax. So this one I can write it. So we can remove this one all. Okay, so I am trying to call this $.get of this one. I am trying to return it. And here I can use .then again. And here I will get the data. And again I will try to return it. This one. Say I will execute another method depending on the data. So which the data is nothing but the response which is coming from here. And again, if you have another thing means you can use the same then again. Okay, I can do it like this. So this one is somewhat handy. So defer.then. So okay, this one is here up to here, up to here. Like this, we can have a chaining. This is called as a promise chaining. We have already learned about this one. So using the promise chaining, I'm able to implement it. So this one returns a promise, and this promise in then I am trying to resolve it here. And again, this one is returning a promise, and this one is resolving. Now, like this, we have created a chain reaction. Now here, if I try to execute this one will not execute. Most probably, I think not execute. What is this one? Yeah. So this one is not executing. So first, what I need to do? So I need to resolve this promise. So this one is creating a promise. I need to resolve this promise. Here I can use resolve. So when I try to do after chaining these all the things, when I try to do this resolve, now immediately all the things will be executed. Okay, I am not consoling any data. So let's try to console it here. Console.log of data. So it will be making the request. Why? Because you can see it here in the network. See post/1/1. So these are all making the request. So one by one it's making the request. Now you'll be able to see the console. So here, if I try to make another console, you'll be able to see another console. So two consoles we are able to see. See here the consoles. And here we are able to make the console. So now the post call will be made. And then afterwards one will be made, then afterwards. So like this chain of reaction. Okay. So for example, we are having this data as an object, right? So you can take this one as plus data of 0.id. I can take it like this. And here we are getting this one, right? And here I can call plus data.id. Maybe I'm thinking like this. So now depending on the data, see it is trying to call it. For example, CS/2 is the take it as 1 means, then you see what it will try to do. It will try to make it with a 2 call. So that means after getting the post data, I am taking the second one and I am taking the ID and I am sending it to here to get the same data. and search for the same thing also I'm trying to connect. Like this we can use the jQuery chaining. So this is not also not possible in the JavaScript thing. This is called as a promise chaining. So using the deferred object, we can see it. So if you want to send some custom data, means we can also use the resolve width of 5, and you can do with using this function parameter, you can do it. So these are all not needed. So just I am trying to explain you, and so many things are also available in the deferred, but the main fundamental concept is this one. Also whether it is deferred object, so many options are available. So deferred dot always, catch, done. So when it is failed, when it is rejected, these all things we are able to see. We have seen deferred dot then. So we need to understand why we will be using this deferred object. Okay, here you will be able to see $.get. Yeah, here deferred dot then, and deferred dot resolve dot done. Like this they are trying to use. So this is about the deferred object.